Hello, everyone.
Very good evening once again, Gaurav and Shane. So I think first I would like to start with you, Shane. Please tell us something about yourself and your organization. I briefly shared a little bit, but from the horse's mouth, please.
Yeah, I think so. You've already shared a brief about my background. So, been about 2 years with Monte Carlo now, and before that, for about 10 years, I was with Kalpataru. And before that, for about 4 years, I was with Mile GVK, heading the project finance for Mumbai International Airport. And I started my career with Torrent Group, both Torrent Pharma and Torrent Power, from 99 till about 2010. And in fact, talking about automation, talking about digitization, when I was at Torrent, in fact, Torrent Pharma was one of the first company to launch, an internet-based software back in about 2007-8, where the entire field force, operations was taken online. Internet was still very nascent in those days, and we practically had developed an entire software so that there is a real-time analysis of data which takes place. Those were the early days. Thanks. Over to you.
Very, very good, and thank you so much. And maybe I would pass it on to Gaurav now. Gaurav, would you like to share a little bit about yourself and the organization?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Gaurav Prakash. I think ma'am has given a fabulous introduction of me, so I won't be spoiling that. And I just want to tell that I take care of supply chain and digital operations in LCC Projects Limited. I'm working here from past 6 months, and before that I was working with Reliance Industries Limited. So I'll give you some brief about my company. It was founded in 2004 from Kutch region of Gujarat. The hometown of our managing director and chairman, Mr. Arjan Bhai Rabari and Mr. Lalji Bhai Ahir. So LCC was born to solve the water scarcity challenge through irrigation and water supply. From beginning to Kutch, currently we are having our presence in 14 plus states across Pan India. And we are also diversified into metro, mining and renewable energies. Presence in 14 states, growing at annual CAGR of 40% approximately. So that is the journey of LCC.
Wonderful. Continuing with that journey, Gaurav, I would like to understand, of course, on the behalf of the audience here, what were the operational challenges that you were facing that triggered the decision to adopt SAP solution?
So currently we are having 40 plus projects across 14 estates, and we are very much scaling into 60 to 70 projects soon. And so I forgot to tell that the digital transformation is not new for us. We started from Tally, then we moved to legacy ERP, and currently we are into implementation phase of SAP. So what I saw in current legacy system, that people are doing manual work a lot. We were facing a lot of challenges in real-time data and everything. So that time we triggered that the pace we are growing is not getting matched by our current legacy system. So that time we started hunting, and we found the world best SAP, landed with SAP. And after that, 1.5 month time, we founded Highbar as our partner, and that was cherry on top. They are dominating the infra and EPC industry.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Gaurav. Coming back to Shane, I would like to know, would you be able to share some specific examples on how automation and data analytics have positively impacted your financial decision making and strategy development?
To give an example, being in the construction industry, it is always a little challenge to understand on a real-time basis, on a daily basis for that matter, what exactly is happening on the site. So at Monte Carlo, we have a process called DPR, where the people on the site, when they are on the site, let's say typically a road project which is spanning, let's say 50 kilometers, 40 kilometers, there are people on the site who are, looking at what is happening at the site. So on a daily basis, they are required to, fill up certain details on their mobile, which is an app which, we have developed. And they are required to fill up those details in terms of the progress on the site. So people who are sitting at the camp office, or for that matter eventually at the head office, they are able to really see on a real-time basis, on a daily basis, what exactly is happening in a typical project, and what are the obstacles or what are the challenges which one is facing. So that has really helped us to understand the challenges which the site is facing. To add on to that, apart from this initiative, over the last, I would say, nearly 3 years, we have developed nearly 150 dashboards, on various verticals, whether it is procurement, whether it is HR, whether it is plant and machinery, whether it is finance, whether it is budgeting, which basically takes all the information from SAP, because SAP, given the way it is, the visual impression of SAP is little, typical of the Germans. So, to make it more attractive in terms of, the data which is being reported, we have developed more than 150 dashboards. So this helps the various department heads to understand the numbers in a more crisp and easy manner. So these things, really help us to take decisions more on a real-time basis. Whatever data we have, it's hardly a day old. And whenever the interactions are happening even within the management, there is a single source of truth, right? There is no ambiguity between the data which is being shown by various departments. So that's really helped us.
Absolutely, so happy to hear that. Gaurav, would you like to share the digital transformation that has really been much talked about now? What does it mean to your function? And what impact do you see in here?
So digital transformation is just not a technology change for us. It's more about the cultural shift. For us, from fragmented operations to integrated digital environment, it was like a shift. And execution, predictability, governance, and transparency. Also the real-time decision making, which was very much helpful in this digital transformation phase. We were having so much issues in transparency of supply chain. We were facing procurement, stores, and plant and machinery. So it was without analytics and only on gut feel. Currently, we are moving into more analytical part rather than just having the manual and gut feel part.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing the automation, the analytics. And I myself am curious, and please show up hands, who wants to know the ROI part? Everybody here. पैसा कितना जा रहा है और कितना बच रहा है? Can you share any success stories that demonstrate the tangible financial benefit your company's experienced because of embracing the enterprise technology in your sector?
Right now, I would say probably, right now we are in the process of implementing Ariba, which is a procurement and supplier-based solution, where we try to, where we are working towards, automizing the entire procurement cycle, right from sourcing of vendors to demand forecasting. So that is something we are in the process of implementing, and we feel that it is more than it's likely to offset the cost in a major way. And we are also in the process of moving into from current SAP to RISE, which is the cloud-based system, and our own analysis. While it's little debatable. The SAP. Lot of companies are moving from the typical server-based system to the cloud, because that is what is going to be the way forward. So, from a cost perspective, it is probably likely to be beneficial moving into RISE, but only, I guess, time will say.
So have you been able to calculate certain percentage by now?
Not really.
Okay, but you're seeing the benefits slowly and steadily. Great, and I'm so happy to hear the success story and the journey towards it. So anyone has any other questions? We talked about financials, automation, analytics. Yes, please.
My question is, when you mentioned about the dashboards, can you elaborate a little? Can you remind it that you mentioned 150 dashboards and 150 dashboards or 150 KPIs?
No, so these are various dashboards relating to various verticals. Like example, I have a dashboard which talks about a typical project where what is going to be my budget and what is my progress. Progress both in terms of physical as well as financial. So on a day-to-day basis, I can really see both from an execution perspective as well as from a financial perspective what has been the progress. Similarly, if I were to look at it from a cash flow perspective, a typical project, the moment there is a realization which happens, we receive funds from the clients. So, I can really see from a project perspective what is happening, as far as cash flow of this project is concerned. I don't need to, go to anybody as management. I don't need to really go to anybody, because ultimately this data is being thrown from SAP. It is being captured from SAP itself. Similarly, something like an HR, the day the MRFs, what we call manpower requisition forms, that is generated, till the time, the MRF is actually closed. What is the outstanding which is there? So, I can really get an analysis in terms of how soon the positions are being closed, and it also creates an indirect pressure on the department, because they also know that their performance is being monitored on a real-time basis. To also give an example, let's say I have facilities which are to the tune of about 5,000 crores in terms of banking exposure. And if I want to see on a daily basis, what is my, outstanding limits, both in terms of fund-based and non-fund-based. So the dashboards really throw open that data. Similarly, plant and machinery. There are number of equipments which we have at site, and there are certain norms based on which this machinery are required to operate. So I can really see, where a typical at a project site, I can see, whether the machinery is lying idle, what is the reason for that. So the analysis becomes much more easier, and people who are sitting at the head office, similarly people even who are sitting at the camps, they can, they don't need to really struggle to get the information. And because of SAP, as I mentioned earlier, it's a single source of truth. What I see as a finance department is the same thing which procurement sees. Or for that matter, it is the same thing which HR sees. So when the management is reviewing, ऐसा नहीं है कि यार ये डेटा गलत है, अरे ये डेटा मेरा डेटा सही है. There's only a single source of truth. So it really helps. It saves your time. So we have developed various dashboards for various verticals.
But is it in the SAP platform or it is something else which is integrated?
No, so
with
there
SAP?
is SAP, which is the main, and on the top of that there is Smarten. It's a different software. So Smarten basically sources. It is integrated with SAP and it sources all the information the way you want it. You can design
BI
a
tool
typical.
something.
Yeah. It's like a BI.
How about consolidation? I'm not sure if you have only one entity or if you have multiple legal
So
entities.
what we have done is we have also implemented group reporting, which we have implemented last year. So the whole objective was that to move away from Excel. So whatever information we have multiple JVs and multiple projects which are going on. So the entire data is collated, and within JV also the eliminations happen automatically. So I don't need to do any manual adjustments in Excel, and at the end of the month I can just get the entire standalone numbers through the group reporting. We are also integrating the various SPVs. SPVs are already on SAP. We are integrating them also. So on a console basis, at a click of a button, I can get all the information. I can do away with the entire, Excel business.
Thank you. One question for you. When you say you moved from Tally to any other ERP and now from that to SAP migration, this challenge lies with every company migrating from one ERP to other, especially you're coming from Tally. I mean, the kind of comfort it has given to the Indian population. What are the challenges? You're still in the path for the implementation, right?
Yes.
So what are your current challenges in this migration?
So the major challenges is about data. So getting the accurate data and feeding in the another system is very much challenging, because data is the backbone of any implementation. If we don't get the correct data and accurate data, that again it will be like same.
That's okay. From from users' perspective, I think from the adaptability perspective.
So I think currently all the SAP and ERP are very much user friendly. So we don't get much issues with that. But the major issues in implementation is operational part only.
And what were your specific reason, if you can, exactly explain your reason to switch from existing ERP to SAP? What is it that you're not getting in existing ERP that you're really seeing being delivered
So,
in SAP?
see, what we thought that our current ERP system is not matching the pace of our growth, of our current growth. So post that we switched to SAP for that, and SAP we are getting in next month probably the implementation phase, and what was the problem with current ERP system, that the data what we were getting was not in real time. We were facing lots of challenges with that, and like sir said, on site we are having multiple units. Like we are running with 40 projects currently, and it's very getting tough to monitor all that projects.
But when you say real-time data, it is more of a discipline and process, I guess. Because as long as your data is being captured in your existing ERP timely, you get real-time information out of it. So
No,
how
but,
is it?
Sorry.
So how I'm still yet to understand the real-time data is not available in existing ERP is the reason. For
No,
SAP.
the current ERP is having some limitation. It's a legacy ERP, and we are not, like I just told you, that we are moving so fast, and it is not able to match our pace. So they are having the limitation, and I think we are saturated with that ERP.
Okay, well, we'll, if you don't mind, we can discuss post the session.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We'll discuss.
Absolutely. Very good questions. Anyone else has any questions for our panelists? If not, I have a last question. Are you considering topping up with the Joule TDD? Do you have any Joule licenses already bought?
No, as of now, because the idea is first to move towards, RISE, and because it is, I don't know whether Snehal mentioned, it is also about, a change in the mindset, because while you may have an SAP Joule, it is also important that the people in the organization are really wanting to, you need to bring up the level, it's like, the technology level of the people also, because while you may get the best of the technology, but if the people are really not geared up to use that technology, so probably, this dashboards which we have implemented is kind of a move in that direction where, you are compelled to look at analysis and, question yourself. And then probably the next stage comes where, you have a AI agent like, SAP Joule, where you can really ask questions. Because for you to ask question, you really need to understand the data first.
Absolutely. And I think it's going to be your best friend very soon. I'm hoping for that. Great. With that, I think let's keep all the questions for the networking dinner. I think we have
for you.
Okay.
If you don't mind. So actually, thank you. You reminded me. I just forgot to ask something about Joule. So of course, the AI is really important and very something which is very inevitable in near future. There are two kind of AI. AI that I ask question for the management and it gives the information, that's completely fine. The more meaningful use case would be like something based on agentic AI, where it really helps me solve my problem, that takes when it does some task based on us. For example, the automation where it reduces my manual labor instead of just giving me reports. For example, when you say someone wants to know what is my sales or what is my graphs, which is anyway your dashboard is giving without asking even question. You just click and it gives you. So which is anyway there. There are so many powerful BI tools which gives you information even without touching it. You just open the app and but agentic AI is more important, where still a lot of tasks are being done manually. And I mean, is there anything upcoming with the Joule instead of Gen AI, agentic AI?
So Joule has Joule for consultants and Joule for developers. So these are specific AI tools which is actually best friends to the developers and the consultants. They're like assisting you to adapt and move faster. So they really are helping people from non-technical going to technical, fastening up the digital transformation journey. So I think in all practical scenarios, they should be your best friend. So I would highly encourage you to explore these functionalities and probably get your answers.
The purpose of this discussion was like, when I look at the shop floor from the manufacturing perspective, when I look at the shop floor, the production capacity planning, the dispatch planning, so these plannings doesn't really come straight out of any dashboard. It can give you some information, but on the top of that information, we need to do some planning, a lot of calculation, where we need some algorithm and all that. This is something where we are really lacking to automate our processes, and because today we have 4 factories, tomorrow we might have 40 factories, and doing those planning manually would really, save a lot of time, and there we can literally imagine the considerable or significant ROI. So
I'm sure my friend Garvasis can, and he's walking up.
Your first question about agents, right? Agentic AI. If you remember my description of what the business suite is, at the top layer you saw Joule and Joule AI agents as well, right? So we already have agents that are deployed as well as used by multiple organizations. If those use cases are relevant to you, you can use them out of the box, okay? There are supply chain agents, CX agents, HCM agents, all of them are already there. Along with that, you have something called as a Joule Studio, right? Which can help you create agents by yourself as well, right? a simple use case that I do as a consultant. Okay, I am just giving you an example, an agent that I created. This can be done on ChatGPT as well, but I experimented on it, right? You can experiment as well when you have Joule Studio. Is I grounded my data, SAP data, license data, all of that data into an agent. And when some questions come, it automatically answers those questions for me and probably route the questions to the agent and give those answers back. This is something that I did as a consultant. Okay, this is my use case, right? Use cases can be very whimsical, right? Mr. Shreyan Shah said that 150 dashboards he's built for his organizations. Since Shreyan Shah makes Monte Carlo tick, his use cases may be very specific, right? So you can experiment with agents and agentic AI on the Joule Studio as well. So that's the technology part of it, and you have to experiment on that. All the while, SAP has 15,000 plus 11,000 people working on the SAP product in Bangalore. A newly SAP Labs also has been created. There are almost 20,000 people working for you and SAP customers as well, right? So that's the innovation that's coming into the picture.
So I think
solving my questions in the
what we were talking about is more production planning and procurement with a link to the demand, right? Because I worked in a pharma company earlier, and there are a lot of challenges with respect to aligning the demand, the procurement, and the manufacturing, right? So these three needs to be really aligned. But probably, I don't know, forecasting something, probably, I don't know whether it will require any historical data, because it is based on the historical data in terms of the lead times, in terms of, you will have to enter a lot of fields, or the system needs to know a lot of historical, how the history has evolved for it to really predict that this is how you need to do your planning. So I don't know whether SAP Joule will have to...
Yes, you'll have to get on top of that platform to actually get that historical data, get the information on so that the AI can actually learn on it, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have that inherent information, it will not be able to. Like I mentioned, data is the crucial layer that is required, like he mentioned as well.
Anyways, I have a very, very specific use case. We'll discuss over the dinner in
Absolutely.
So in the interest of everyone's time.
Everyone's time.
Absolutely.
Let's continue the questions. And I'm requesting you to kind of interact with the panel, with our SAP team, with the Highbar team. So really would be happy to extend the sharing and the knowledge. Let's build it together. Thank you so much.
Thank you.